This episode is sponsored by Zenro Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and or accessories at zenroclothingco.com and be sure to use offer code Socrates at checkout for 20% off select items. Also, if you're not into spending the money, just check out the Zenrail radio playlist. zenrailclothingco.com, music for your everyday. This episode also sponsored by The Pointy Bakery. If you're located in the Pointy area of Scarborough, Toronto, be sure to check out The Pointy Bakery, say what's up to Arville, and pick up a donut or two. Baked daily, crafted with love. This episode also sponsored by Podbean. Podbean is the podcasting platform of choice. It's the one that me and Vish use, and is great, you know, if you're looking to start that DIY podcast yourself. Definitely check out Podbean. Use the link podbean.com/SocraticGamers and gain 1 month of unlimited podcasting for free. Test it out, build that content. Anyone could podcast, right, Vish?
Yep.
Start a podcast and get your ideas out there. All right, enjoy the episode. All right, so as we said last week, you'll get great updates on Inspiration 4 and Apple. So let's start off with that. Inspiration 4? Did they make it back on onto Earth? No deaths. I mean, I didn't see anything in the social media sphere, so probably they did, but I haven't been paying attention to as much as.
I watched the launch and I watched the re-entry, which was on the Saturday, which was yesterday for us.
Oh, okay, cool.
And everything was fine.
Oh, okay.
They landed with splashdown in the Atlantic Ocean, just off of Florida.
Nice. And there's no there's no potential bad stuff that could have happened, or
nothing. I would say directly physically, no.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Like they're gonna check on their health and everything as they normally do.
Right. It was only 3 days. There's that thing where if you're away from gravity for a specific amount of time, you start to lose bone density. That's why they have to.
Right. It's just
it's a month.
I know it's just for 3 days, but it's also it's 3 days on civilians. What does that actually mean for normal people? Because it's the other ones are they're astronauts, they're trained and everything, and they're up in space for at least a few months, right, before they come back.
But do you remember that guy who went up in space and he was he's on Joe Rogan? Yeah, you remember, right?
I think the Canadian one, right? You're talking about?
I have no idea. I just remember there was an astronaut. I'm so sad.
I don't know if it's the same astronaut though. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. So they don't look like physical specimens to me. So, when you're oh, there's just civilians, I'm yeah, but they're physique-wise?
They do go through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're saying that, these people are,
he's now
athletes?
back on Earth. I don't know if he's going back into space, so it's you know what I mean?
But before space, he was a top-level athlete? He could run,
I mean, they go through a lot of training, a lot of they're built.
It's in the words of Max Holloway, it's show muscle. No, go muscle, not show muscle.
Yeah.
So it's they're functionally fit.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fascinating.
They go through quite a bit of training. It's not that simple.
See, that's the marketing right there. Where in my head I was well, they don't look like uber athletes, so
right.
You know what I mean? So
but they go through multiple trainings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They in the doc
because they look so regular, you know.
Well, yeah, that's after the fact, right? If they're not going back into space, they don't really need to do the training if they don't need to.
I suppose. So you're saying if I look at pre-flight pictures of that guy with the mustache, he'll be jacked. I'm so sad I don't remember his name. But he has a master class. He was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So they're top level athletes. So they're gonna check the vitals of civilians because, like we said last week, that this is opening the way for commercial space travel for civilians.
Yeah.
And then that video posted a long time ago. It was a concept video of SpaceX. They're gonna do that space pre-space travel so that anywhere on the globe you can reach in an hour.
Yeah.
Those rockets. So that's where we're headed. Right. With this whole thing.
Yeah.
So now they're just going to see if it affected us in a really negative way.
Yeah, and just 3 days. How does that really affect us, right? And generally, if it is just the travel thing, is only for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you look at that as a case study, a 3 day case study, it's Okay, maybe it won't be so bad. And
they're doing, I think they were basically an experiment themselves, right? The whole process was at the same point as raising money for St. Jude. I think they reached about 160 million.
Oh wow, that's actually a lot of money. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Cool story. The real essence behind this travel wasn't really about raising money, because they could have raised money multiple different ways. The primary thing was the use of rocket and sending people into space, civilians. Yeah. Right. So, yeah. Okay. Cool. So good thing that so now we're just gonna watch the Netflix wrap up. They're probably rushing to like get those final scenes in there and then release the.
Well, they still have a couple of weeks. September 30th, I think, is the release.
Final episode.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, if you're interested, you can check out the whole inspiration for pre-launch and then return.
Yeah, when they came back, out
on Netflix, by the way. Sorry, go ahead.
When they came, once they landed and they once they were able to take them out of the dragon.
I like that name, the dragon. He's got cool names.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And so the astronauts, they were standing there for like a thumbs up picture or whatever.
Okay.
Just like, everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
But they had people around her, like around them, just like kind of like.
Oh, just in case they fall or
something.
Yeah.
Really? Because it is
gravity orienting yourself back. Yeah, totally.
And it's also the G's that you're going through, right?
Actually, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because you're in space, so you're like you acclimate a bit to. It's sort of like being what do you call that when you like the time zone.
Oh yeah. Right.
Jet lag.
Yeah.
It's sort of like some version of jet lag. It's like gravity lag.
Yeah.
Like you're back down on Earth from 0 Gs. So now it's like we got to get used to all this again. I get it. Yeah,
right.
Totally.
No, but they were more like cautious. I felt like because they were like any slight movement, like kind of getting close.
Really?
Just because you don't want them to fall, right?
Yeah, that'd be a bad photo.
Because it's all on camera, right?
True. Yeah, I wonder how that works. Like you're up in 0 Gs, so how does your blood flow work in relation to 0 G? You know what I mean? Like it's still pumping through your veins, obviously, but like gravity definitely affects it. So how does that affect it? Is your blood pressure lower up there? Maybe it's higher. I don't know.
I don't know all those exact criteria and stuff like that, but there's something going on. So,
but it's like those are like the subtle things you don't think about. Like when you think about space travel, it's like we weren't really meant to do that. No, we're just making ourselves do that.
It's not just that. I was thinking the other day too. It's like you're stuck in a small space for 3 days.
Yeah, it's like prison,
right? Yeah, and like the whole term that was used during COVID was stir crazy, right? Going
isolation.
Isolation or going stir crazy. It's like
cabin fever.
Yeah, and it's like they went through that because it's like you can't even just
Isn't that fascinating though? It's like it's all about a perspective. So like you're up in space, so okay, cabin fever, but if you're just like, wow, look at this lucky opportunity I have, as opposed to if we're just like, hey, stay in this room for 3 days, you'd be like, oh my god, I'm going nuts. You know what I mean? Like the setting is different, but your mindset, I mean, the setting is the same, but your mindset is different.
Yeah.
And that's what changes the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's trippy. Yeah. You ever see that meme where it's like, you probably haven't seen it, but it's like a person on a bus, like 2 people on a bus, and one is looking at the shadow mountain, like sadness, and one is looking at the sunshine, and it's like, it's the exact same bus ride, but one person's looking at a different,
right.
It's like the cabin fever thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Anything else about SpaceX?
Yeah, I think everything went pretty smoothly. Like it was almost like it was a perfect day for the launch and perfect day. Perfect water for the splashdown. There's like no like crazy waves, nothing.
Where did they splash down to?
Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, nice. It was just like oddly, everything was clear skies and smooth sailing kind of thing in the water.
You know what this reminds me of? If you're listening to this and you haven't seen it yet, Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
Because remember, because they really calculated where they're going to shoot up into space and then where they're going to land back down. It's like, that's a lot of mathematics.
Yeah. I mean, even talking about that, one of the person, the pilot that's their designation in the civilian inspiration for launch. Her dad, who's self-taught, calculus and all that stuff back in that time, who was then stationed at the Guam, like a satellite station or whatnot, like in Guam, to communicate with, like, when they went to the moon, Apollo 11 mission.
Okay.
That he was the one who calculated where they will be landing.
Oh, that's cool. Oh.
And she is one of the ones, the guy's daughter, who's Zion Proctor, who's one of the ones in Inspiration 4.
Inside the...
Who went, yeah.
Wow.
And she had
that's pretty cool.
Her dad had a thing, and they have it. Her family has it as a frame thing. It's like it's a signed thing by Neil Armstrong saying like thanks for getting me home or something like that.
Wow, dude, that's pretty cool.
Because it was him who calculated where they would be and where you should go and get them.
Wow, that is so cool.
Because it was during I think it's called like a blackout time, or like where NASA doesn't have direct communication.
Okay.
So he had it in Guam, because that's what they have, different stations around the world, I guess.
Okay.
So whatever they are in Earth. So he had it, and then he was able to calculate where they would be landing.
And his daughter was on Inspiration. Like on the flight.
Yeah. She's one of the crew.
That's crazy. That is like some small world.
Yeah.
That's pretty. But it also at the same time, it almost feels like a okay. I know we don't have caste systems in the West, right? But it's almost like whatever your profession your parents do, you kind of just start doing that too. You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously they're not in the same profession, but like that's kind of weird that they're together. And you see like army people, their children often get into the army or like some sort of police.
Right, right.
It's like, it's kind of like, or like business people, they groom their kids to be business people. It's like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's a weird like coincidence.
Yeah, I think it's a more understandable thing, just because it's something No,
but that's what I mean.
Right?
It's like it's like it's such an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Example.
Yeah.
Like especially that's really weird. Yeah, cool. But wait, he worked for NASA though.
Yeah.
So
she tried to get into NASA like many years ago. But
that girl. Yeah.
But eventually, she got to the end process, but she wasn't selected to be a NASA astronaut.
That's so fascinating to me. Like, space is such the final frontier, but it's really for a select few. Yeah,
like there's only a very few amount of people. Like, I think total of 600 people have been into space.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like that's a huge toll on the body, and we weren't meant to go there. You know what I mean? It's weird. Yeah, we're such a virus when you think about it like that. You know, it's like even us going to Mars, and then we're like a cancer for a planet.
Right. I mean, this is the mission statement from the origin of SpaceX, was to
colonize the universe,
or at least first Mars.
Colonize. Occupy Mars. Yeah. That's really trippy.
To be a multiplanetary species.
That's really trippy to think about. Like, of all the species that were here on Earth, we're the ones that dominated it and aimed to go to different planets as well.
It started small scale.
Like a cancer, bro.
No, but it started small scale, right? Like leaving Africa.
yeah, totally. And like let's go to the different country now.
Yeah.
And like, okay, well, we've been all around the world. Let's go to the highest point of the Earth. Okay, let's go to the lowest point of the Earth. Okay, let's go see what else is out there. You know?
And living in different climates, we figured out how to do like extreme hot or extreme cold.
Yeah, like exploration really is in our human DNA.
Yeah.
But there was this guy on Joe Rogan, I think it was Paul Stamets, who was talking about this. Mushrooms are the foundation of the Earth. And what they say is that maybe we're not actually being controlled by our thoughts. We're being controlled by other things like mushrooms, like to proliferate. Because it changes our mindset. You know, like even like magic mushrooms can change your like perspective on life. It's like the thing is really reshaping, rewiring your brain. You're given ideas.
Sure.
Right? There's that theory of now I'm going down a rabbit hole, but there's that theory of the stoned ape. you know? So like we were just apes, and then they started eating mushrooms, and then that expanded their consciousness, their like perspective enough to like think. You know? And then, but we were still in hunter-gatherer mode. And then if you look at Sapiens, the book, it wasn't until agriculture when we could like make our own food, so we could really stop and think. But also we're still taking like psychedelics, and psychedelics really pushed our creativity forward. Like, I wonder what's over there. You know? Yeah. It would be really interesting to see like a time lapse. Do you remember that? Like, I think I posted it a long time ago. I think I saw it from you, but it was like a time lapse video of the spreading of humanity across the earth. And it all started from like one spot in Africa, and then you just see like this red color like permeate the entire globe. It'd be really interesting to see like the fast forwarding of our species, like 10,000 years down the line. We see like planets being colonized. Like, whoa.
That's the.
And this is like the foundation right now. You know, it's like,
of course,
it's very trippy. Yeah. Is it weird that if you think of it like, oh, that's like high talk, what you're talking about right now, but it's like really not, you know, but like nobody really thinks about it. We don't really think, like, from our day to day, like the idea of simps, right? Like simpletons, they're just like running on autopilot. But then the people that can see the higher order picture of it, like, you know, they're like, oh, SpaceX, that's cool, they're going into space. But like, no, there's really a bigger plan here, and there's like an even bigger like calling,
right?
You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Anyways, that's why only 600 people have gone to space, because they can see the true vision. You know, and anyways, anything else about SpaceX?
Everything seems pretty good. I'm just waiting for the Netflix doc to wrap it all up.
I'll wait till like the final one and then just watch all of them.
Okay.
I feel like I hate waiting. Right now we're watching 9 Perfect Strangers, and like,
you have to wait a week.
It's so annoying. Like, who does that anymore? Like, just Netflix model, bro. Just binge it. We're good.
There's positives and negatives. I think we talked about that before, but
like advertising wise, or well, yeah, of course, but
because nobody I think only Netflix is doing that. None of the streaming services are doing that.
No, that was their model. I listened to Netflix Business Wars,
right?
And they were talking about like that's what separated them. Like they literally started the binge watching phenomenon.
Sure, No, I'm saying like all the newer ones that come out now after Netflix, like Apple TV, Disney Plus.
They don't really do it.
They don't do it.
No, I know. because it's their model.
No, because it's the marketing thing. It's like
you get more money if like you have to tune in every week, and then it's just annoying for like a viewer now. It's like we're so, dude. Actually, it was well, we'll get into it later.
That's why Shang-Chi. I think a lot of people wait till the rest of the episodes are out, then I'll watch it all.
Watch all of them. Actually, we'll get into it now, because we were talking about dragon and we were talking about opulence. Opulence means like extreme luxury. So I put that down. I was going to talk about Apple, but we'll save that for after this. So we saw Shang-Chi, and so speaking of like us being like in such a luxurious state now, to be like, oh, I want all of the movies on demand, like I want to be able to binge it, right? So we watched it. Was that your first time in VIP experience?
I think so.
So it's so funny. You were like, okay, this is just like gluttonous now, because you just sit in the chair. But it's so funny because like every time we'd watch a movie, like your brother and my sister would be like, let's go to Pickering. But you were like, okay, what for? But then you see it now, why they always want to go to the VIP experience. It's like $12 if you go on, well, plus tax, if you go on a Tuesday. So you get that experience of seat warmers, chargers, recliners.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Waiters come up to you. They're like, oh, what do you want?
They bring you the food?
Yeah. Like hot and ready, you know, like I want a sandwich. And you just sit back, you watch the experience. That's why I mean,
that's why it's VIP, right? Yeah, it is. I didn't like the annoyance of like, you know, holding your food and then trying to pull out your ticket at this, like that's so old school now.
Or even like not having the tray in front of you.
Oh yeah. Oh, the tray.
Beautiful.
That's
right?
Another.
And then you pull the tray, and then you're done eating. You push the tray away.
Yeah.
It's like a flight, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sick, right? Yeah. So, but anyway, so speaking of Shang-Chi, well, what do you think of the movie?
I thought it was okay. Like,
Yeah, I thought it was okay too. Like, some people were going off. Like, Wob was like, "Oh, it's better than Black Panther." I was like, "No, it's not. Black Panther's way better." But although we were saying that we think we identify with it more than the Asian cinema.
yeah, I just I like the, I guess, giving respect to the Asian culture, like doing these things that are
Yeah.
within
It was almost
kind of thing, but it's not like I've never seen that before, right?
No, yeah. It's so funny. You and I had the exact same thoughts during the movie, and we didn't vocalize it till the end. Like the first few minutes, we were like, "What is this, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?" Like, you guys were going off with like the Asian cinema, and then like when they were training in the forest, I thought like with the clan or whatever, the mom's village, I thought like Mulan. And you said that to me at the end, and I was like, dude, that's so funny. Those are the two scenes that I was thinking those exact same movies as well.
Right.
But it's like, if you had seen a lot of Asian cinema, it does pay homage to that. So like, in that regard, I was watching interviews with Simu Liu, and he was saying like, this is like our Asian movie. Like, you're paying homage to Asian culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah.
But
totally
I mean,
see it.
and the fact that I guess they're bringing it to the Marvel universe, right? Which is
totally.
which is a good thing.
And the dad being the Mandarin. Oh, that's so funny when he's like, he was talking about the Western Mandarin. And he's he chose the name Mandarin, which is a grape. Everyone's afraid of a grape, you know. But it was funny because like, in the comic books, he was such an evil guy, you know. But then in this one, it was like the family values thing that they were really pushing, which is a huge part of Asian culture, like family values. So like, it really paid homage to Asian cinema and Asian culture. I felt that as well. Yeah. But the movie as a whole, I was like, meh, it's all right. Probably because we've seen so much of it. So
I think that's why. I think that's why. It's just like Black Panther was something I've never seen before.
Yeah, totally. Like but they also had stuff that we could identify with, which is like Western culture.
Right. Yeah. It's just it's
They don't really make movies like Black Panther, like city that's like hidden and like and the technology was like super up there and like. I guess also like, you know, the African culture of it all, like the drums, the beating, the dance, like to us that was novel. We're like, oh, this is really cool. Yeah. But I guess like on the flip side, to somebody who hasn't seen Asian cinema, they're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
Like my sister and her friend, they loved the movie, but I was like, but it kind of just played like every other Asian movie we've ever seen. But they don't really watch that, right?
Right.
So, yeah. I wouldn't put it as one of my top Marvel movie. Maybe I would, just because like you have to rep the Asian culture, you know. But like, I wouldn't say it was like I loved Ant-Man. Yeah. Compared to this, that was hilarious. Right. You know, Black Panther, amazing. But this was like, yeah,
it was good. It was good,
but it was good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, did you think Pokemon as well? Your brother said that to me after. He's like,
Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, you don't play Pokemon. So, when they were going into the hidden village where the mom was, and then all those like animals, like the Ninetales.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Those were all Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
But they weren't actually Pokemon. Like Pokemon's based off of like Asian lore. And like the spiritual animals they have there. Yeah. So like watching that was hilarious to me because I was like, why do they have a Ninetales?
I did think that when I saw that fox.
Yeah, but that's actually in their culture.
Oh,
like, even
I see.
You can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm pointing to a picture that we have on our wall of Naruto, the Ninetales demon fox.
Okay, yeah.
So that's like a recurring animal.
I see. Yeah.
It's not just in Naruto. It's not just in.
Yeah, right. It's something culturally to them.
Yeah, like the dragons. They had like the dancing dragons.
Yeah.
Or the lion.
The lion kind of thing.
It's like has a dragon face, but like a lion body kind of thing. Yeah. So, I mean, it was really good. It paid a lot of homage to Asian culture.
Yeah. It was nothing. It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like groundbreaking, you know.
You're right. Yeah.
Or this or Crazy Rich Asians.
Crazy Rich Asians.
I'm gonna go Crazy Rich Asians too, bro. That's so funny that you said that. I don't know. It's just like that also played a lot of homage to Asian culture, but it wasn't like it was like I felt like they were laying it on too thick in this movie. You know what I mean? Like, it was
I just
too
think
Asian.
Yeah, but I think
Like the opening scene with the crouching tiger, hidden dragon stuff. I was like, come on, like why? Like we've seen that before.
Yeah, I think I feel like, you know, at this point, since
No, wait, sorry, pause. You know what it is? It's not that they laid it on too thick for this movie. It's they just used all the stereotypes. That's why Crazy Rich Asians was cool, because there was no real, like, there were stereotypes, but not as much as this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like stereotypes is in like the overbearing father and like the Asian animals and like the crouching tiger. You know,
Right.
it's like we all don't like Crazy Rich Asians is like more of a cultural thing. It's like how people are, but this is like, look, Asian people do martial arts. They eat noodles. They have really overbearing parents. You know what I mean? Like they have a son that wants to escape the cycle of following in his father's split. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it was very stereotypical. Yeah. Maybe that's just my perspective of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why you like Crazy Rich Asians better than Shang-Chi.
I think it was just the showing of the clash between the West and the East in that one. It's like, because it was more related.
Yeah, totally. It was like, it was more human.
Yeah, it was more human.
Right, you know what I mean? As opposed to like cause in Crazy Rich Asians, she was like a Westerner trying to go to Eastern culture. It's like, okay, that's like, we all don't do martial arts, although that's kind of funny to say, being me doing martial arts, but you know what I mean?
But
like,
yeah.
It's like, there's more to us than noodles and martial arts. Not to knock this movie, but
Yeah.
anyways, so you're saying?
No, I'm thinking, you know, maybe they're, you know, like, of course they're going to get everyone for the Marvel. A lot of people did seem to like it, but their major market is China now, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I heard it like did really well.
yeah, which makes sense.
Of course, yeah. It was like it was Chinese cinema.
Yeah.
I'm excited now to see where it goes, because now that that's out of the way, we can use him as a character now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you always have these first one-off movies, and then you can implant them more better in the future.
Yeah.
Although that wasn't really how it was for Black Panther, though, now that I think about it, because they introduced T'Challa in Avengers. Whereas like Ant-Man, for example, they had a whole movie about him, and then they introduced him.
Yeah. It's whatever fit the story, I guess, at the time, whatever was going on. So,
but it always gets better with like movie 2. Although I wonder about Doctor Strange, because that was a really good like first movie. So I wonder like if number 2, because that's coming out soonish, will be better. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I like what they're doing with the timeline stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like how, like, if you watch the trailer of Spider-Man, like he goes to Doctor Strange, and then they're trying to reset everything because he doesn't want everyone to know he's Spider-Man, and then now they're dealing with multiverse stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
We can't do a full review until the movie comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else about Shang-Chi?
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Really.
It got me hyped over the martial arts. They're like watching the traditional training. I was like, yeah, I've been there. Like with the beating of the sticks, the punching the wood.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, it was very it was very accurate, but at the same time, it's like, I just felt like it was a bit too stereotypical.
Right.
Although being accurate. So it's almost like, are stereotypes accurate, telling the truth, or are they like kind of rude? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a hard line to kind of, you know, where do you balance that thing?
Yeah,
it's hard.
Anyways, okay. So next thing, Apple.
Apple. I guess a lot of things did happen this week. Yeah, they did their announcements, which I wasn't expecting. First starting off with the iPad.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me off, I think. I was just not expecting it.
No, totally. But when you look at the sequence of Apple's lineup, it does make sense that they would release the new iPad, because when we looked at like the iPad Air, then the iPad Pro, the only one that was like really like retro was the original iPad. So I kind of felt like, oh, that's kind of weird because we had purchased one recently.
Yeah.
So it was weird to be like, oh, this is the only one that isn't being upgraded. And then when they released it, it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah.
Right? So it made sense to do the upgrades for that as well as
nobody's expecting it. That was the thing.
Yeah, not expecting it in this event, at least.
Right.
I thought it was just going to be the watch and the phone.
Anything else about the watch before we get into the phone?
Watch, it's just a bigger screen.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, I don't think there's nothing new.
Battery life is still the same. I saw like 18 hours in the
Well, I mean, yeah, of course, if it's a bigger size, it's going to have a bigger battery, right? So.
Still, though, 18 hours, that doesn't seem worth it. At least like a few days. Come on. We need to get to that, guys.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I don't think we can do that with the current battery technology that we have.
Yeah, but, I think I was saying in the last podcast that like technology, the pinnacle is like durability, and
I feel like it's going to happen though, just now that, especially with electric cars, like the focus is now getting on battery. Like it's
so it's going to be like
more
a
and more
race.
that I think it's going to be they have to figure that out, that it's how to make more efficient, longer lasting batteries.
Yeah, that'll be a crazy breakthrough when somebody figures that out.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I heard some stuff, but I don't know. It's preliminary things.
Like what?
A new version. It's like an EV company, I think, in China.
They came up with a new way to create batteries?
Or a new type that it's... yeah. I don't know exactly. It's just preliminary things. I just kind of like saw like the headline that something's
nobody
going
ever
on.
thinks about that, eh? Like, if you actually look at how we power our cities, it's electricity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like hydro, air, nuclear, it's all just creating like generators that spin to create electricity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even nuclear is just creating steam.
Mm-hmm.
That's what nuclear is.
Yeah.
What's so funny, because I thought in my head that nuclear was like what they were doing is they're transforming the nuclear explosion into electricity. And then when Jared was like, no, it's just steam. Yeah. And I was like, they're literally just pouring water onto this nuclear thing so that it creates enough steam, which will
generating energy. Yeah, from that. Yeah.
Which is so basic, you know? And it's almost like that's something we haven't evolved in a long time. Like, look at all of our tech. Like, look at how far computers have come since 93.
No, right? Yeah, but I think these techs, or how we generate energy, is, the
foundational component of all that we do.
Right. No, but we've done it in, like, coal was before, right? Like these, like, actual nuclear energy is right now the more efficient one.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, it's just spinning something to create electricity.
Yeah. That's the old school method, right? Like, remember the windmills and stuff back in those.
Yeah. So it's like,
it's just free. It's free energy, right? Yeah. You're taking it from that.
So I'm wondering, like, will it always be electricity? Like, will we come up with some other way to power? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
We haven't created any derivatives off of electricity.
It's just because it works. It's more efficient at the moment, right? Like it's
actually maybe gasoline for cars, right? Like, so that's an energy source.
Yeah. But that's one, you know what I mean? Like, but for every household, it's all, everything's done through electricity. I'm just
trying to think of, like, is there, like, we haven't really made an upgrade in, like, our collection of energy for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, like, the new race, you know? Whoever comes up with that solution is going to make lots of money.
Right.
Yeah. But all right, so the iPhone.
Yeah, then eventually they revealed the iPhone.
Which is funny because we were debating. Remember, I was like, okay, 12S, and then you were like 13. I don't know if we said that in the last podcast. No,
I think we did kind of bring it up a little bit.
I think we were saying it would be like a hybrid, right? But like, because I was like, oh, it's only worthy of a 12S, and then you're like, oh, it's or maybe we had this conversation during the week.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember. Yeah.
But so basically, they went with the name 13, but you could have easily just made it an S, because the only things that they upgraded were the camera and the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the memory. They have a terabyte now.
Yeah, the terabyte option. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it wasn't like a phenomenally new phone. I don't think you should have used the name 13 for it, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's a marketing thing.
It's a marketing thing. Yeah, it's, again, it's like if you have a 12, it's not something you need to upgrade.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. That was like a really lackluster, like, because you usually.
But I feel like that we've said that like
every iPhone.
Real?
No, 12 I thought was a
but we only said that because it was a redesign, right? But all the ones in between or before that, it was like from 7 or like a 6 to a 7. No, nothing really changed. It looks the same. Like we kept saying that each year, but it's more like for people who, like, I have an iPhone 7, it's a bigger jump from going from that to a 13.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I jumped on the 11 Pro was the durability and the submergibility. I was like, okay, cool, this is worth it.
So like it is almost the same phone. Sure, there's minor upgrades and stuff to the 13, but it's like the 12.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you get more memory. Well, I mean, again, it's like
there's more memory and there's more battery.
But that's why it's like it's more of an S upgrade because.
But if you're really like or someone that like thinks about battery a lot or something, then I would suggest the 13.
Even but like maybe for yours because you're still thinking about your.
No, I'm just talking about like the 12 had a smaller battery than the 11.
Okay.
But the 13 has a bigger battery than the other two.
Okay. But with my 11 Pro, the battery isn't.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
hurt at all. I use it a lot. And
no, what I'm saying is, yeah, that's true. That's why they did that. But that it's actually a bigger battery than the 12.
No, but totally. But what I'm saying is, if you have submergibility and high durability, it's like an incremental increase in durability doesn't change the fact that it's not going to break if I drop it on the floor. So
yeah.
Saying, like,
well, it does have. There is a newer like glass which is already on the 12. Like
we're totally. But I
for
feel
durability stuff.
Right. But I feel like that's like saying like if it's already hyper durable. Yeah. That's just like a weak selling point.
Well, basically,
like,
what I'm saying basically, it's a 12S.
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah.
Right. It's just
right. If you're jumping from like a lower model, sure, it's enticing, but
yeah,
if you have something that's like relatively new, it's definitely not.
Right.
But we are all getting like excited.
What I did like is, I guess it started last year. I don't know when it started. I didn't even know about this. You don't have to pay full price for AppleCare, right?
Oh yeah, you can split it up. Yeah.
Not splitting up. You can have. It's like I think $12.49 per month till whenever you want to cancel.
Oh, so forever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't have that plan.
Yeah. So it's like, that's actually pretty good.
No, that's way better because it was so annoying that AppleCare would like diminish over time. I was like, why would it only be for like 2 or whatever years?
Right.
That's great. Yeah. And you were saying that there's also the US option in the US only, but it's like you can upgrade every time there's a new iteration of the iPhone. You pay like a monthly fee or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool as well. But they do offer in Canada now like split payments. So you can like
Yeah. But you're paying off the phone versus
No. Here you buy the phone. You own the phone. You're just splitting it up, the payments.
Yeah, you can do that here. Even with Apple, they have.
But that's like relatively new. I don't remember that before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool, like pricing options.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
I mean, they are expensive phones. At least the Pro models are, I would say. Yeah, all of them are, actually. Yeah.
But it's weird, when you think about it. Like, thinking about that now, it's like, how much more durable can you get before you just like... You know what I mean? Like, 25% more durable, but it's like, yeah, but this won't break if I drop it on the floor. So like, now what does it mean? Like, if I whip it at the floor, you know what I mean? It's like, it makes no sense to me that if you've already made something durable, why do you need to tout extra durability as a feature?
There's always, there's a rating score that they give, right?
To sell.
Yeah, there's always a rating score, right? So, I mean, they've planned these things out in many years in advance.
Totally. But like, if you're like, what's the new? All right,
but I don't think they said that it's better than the 12. They didn't say that.
The durability?
Yeah.
We looked at the specs.
No. Oh, yeah, but they didn't say it was better than the 12, did they?
But it has a higher score, meaning it's more durable and submergible.
Oh, okay. I have to double check that. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah. So So with that, it's like, it's kind of weird that, you know what I mean? It's like you come up with this phone, you're like, we've solved the waterproof problem, we've solved the durability problem, and then next year it's like, in order to make things more, I mean, we do it as like freelancers, we do it too. So like you set a price and then you break down as many things as you can underneath that price to make it seem like it was worth that price.
Right.
But it's like, if you really look at it, it was like those things were meaningless, you know? So I kind of feel like that with this phone, like, it's extra durable, battery life's a little longer. It's like, okay, but yeah, the only thing that I see as a real differentiator is the 1 terabyte, because that's something no other phone has right now.
Right, yeah. I mean, those are if you're really gonna film stuff from the phone.
It's like,
some people do. I mean, there are times that they have done it, right?
Yeah, but if you're gonna use your iPhone to film a movie, just get a camera, bro. Like, what?
No, I sometimes it's I've heard
unless you're like an amateur filmmaker, I don't know.
No. So even in real films, they've used iPhones before.
Yeah, for the Avengers movie, right? But like, what else?
No. I think it's more like in those areas where you can't really get a camera in there.
I guess, but like what?
Whenever
like what,
that happens.
But like what movie though? Like I know the Avengers, so I don't know any other ones. So
well, they've used it in?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know directly. It's I don't know when they say that.
People have just touted that they've used iPhones.
Yeah.
That's like
I don't look it up. I don't. Of course, it's not like majority. Right.
That's what I mean. So it's like that's another weak.
But I think it's
1 terabyte.
Yeah, but again, it's. I think normally what happens with all these Apple products is going to be people who, like amateur, like they're the ones who will be using this.
Yeah. Okay. But there's no like depth of field. Like even though you're using,
there's no depth of field.
Right. No, I know there's like the fake depth of field, but there's no actual like so okay, when you're filming something, you have like 35 millimeter, right? And then from there you can adjust the depth of field as you're doing it. So like if you're coming towards me, I can like refocus you, keeping you in frame with everything bokeh'd out, right? But you can't do that with the iPhone. You have the depth of field, the fake depth of field, but there's no like no serious videographer is going to use an iPhone. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So it's like, who cares about the terabyte, you know? Yeah,
but I don't think a serious person... Well, like, they're not focusing on serious people, right?
So then what's the point of putting it in?
They're focusing on normal people. So who people will buy the phone.
Right. So they're focusing on people who will be tricked by the terabyte, the additional strength, the 2 hours extra battery life.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a marketing thing. So that's how I feel. Yeah. But, well, the 14 though, if it's true, looks really cool. With its like 0 notch, it's got like but see, that's the thing, man. It's like every year, it's like we're just gonna.
Well, I know the plan was eventually get no notch, so I don't know. These are like rumors, so until I see it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, after this one, you're like, you know what? I'm just never gonna hype.
You know, that's the problem with rumors, right?
Yeah,
it's always
getting really hyped, and then you're like, it wasn't.
It's like, you build this hype, but it's like, wait, reality check.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, stop making stuff up.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what? It's become this. I think MKBHD said that too. It's like there is, it's become entertainment. Rumors have become entertainment.
Facts. Yeah.
That people just do that. Just because people are gonna click on that, watch those types of videos because it's just pure entertainment now. It's not actual factual stuff.
Yeah, right. That's so interesting. Yeah, you have like the rumor season, and then you can sell more ads with that because like your website might be like, oh, I got the leak on this, and everyone's gonna read
I remember like it even months ago. It's like, oh, we got dummy units, or like this is what they think it's gonna look like.
Yeah,
or you can we can slightly see a smaller notch. Like what?
That's so true. But that just builds like on the hype of Apple. It's the cult of Mac, right? Like,
yeah, but it's detrimental too at the same time. It's like
for sure.
That's what I mean. Like, all this hype, it's just the 12S, right? So it's like
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So buyer beware. Don't don't get in those rumors. You're gonna say something?
Yeah. I wonder how much. I don't think had an impact, but I don't know like what level of impact of COVID had on this kind of thing. It's just because.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think a lot of ideas come out when you work together in an area. Like.
Oh, so you're saying? I don't know.
I don't know if it affects this one necessarily. I just think that I don't know if any future ones, how well, because Apple wants people to come back, because they know that this is the best way to get ideas out. It's just it doesn't work when you're working from home.
I guess, but I just feel like that's a hard sell for me. Like, of course. Like, of course, COVID affected things, like, in terms of creativity. But
I just don't know if it affected this necessarily, but yeah.
But that's like making an excuse for trash phone.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's like then just don't put out the phone. You know.
Yeah, which is not going to happen since they'd have to do it every year.
Which is now they put themselves in that predicament.
Yeah.
You know, every year people are expecting. I wonder what it would have been like if Steve Jobs was still alive. You know. We'd have like a totally different.
I mean, Steve Jobs still had an influence. Even when the 12 mini came out, they've been working on a small phone since Steve Jobs, which is kind of funny.
But still, like, I don't think he would have taken excuses like, oh, COVID set us back. Like, he would have been like, no, we are going into the office.
Right. We don't know. Like, yeah, we don't.
He's like, he was very like tyrant-y, you know?
Yeah. I know. But I just, he's dead, so we don't know.
No, but like, totally. But that's like another excuse we can add to Apple being like, you know what it is? It's our cognitive dissonance.
Mm-hmm.
Our us feeling upset over the new release of the phone that we're making like excuses to to give them a way out in our minds, you know, like, oh, well, it's COVID.
Sure.
Steve Jobs not here, you know. Like,
yeah.
It would have been better if, you know, we always do that rather than just dealing with the reality of a semi-trash phone. I mean, not trash if you're coming from...
Yeah, I don't think it's trash. I just don't think it's...
I don't think it was really worth the upgrade. If
you have a 12.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
So that's why so we're talking about...
if you call it an S. That's what I'm saying. Like, right. You didn't have to go full... You made it sound like a whole new iteration, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's true. If you look at the other iterations, they all had something really different. Like the 10 had the face recognition. The one before 10 was all fingerprint. So that was their new...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like there was something there that was like, oh, this is a new phone.
Mm-hmm.
But actually think about that, right? Like the 10, the big thing was the facial recognition, and there's no more button.
Yeah.
Right? So you can constitute that as being a full number upgrade.
Yeah.
But like this one, not so much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Okay, so anything else about Apple?
No, but it seems like the online pre-orders are gone pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you ordered it like ASAP.
I ordered it ASAP, yeah.
Yeah.
Accidentally ordered 2, then I canceled one.
Did you do that like just in case, or was that just like you?
No. It didn't seem like it went through. Then it did it again.
Oh,
and then when I look at the order, it's like,
annoying.
both are there. Oh,
that's annoying.
So I just canceled one. But now then, my brother's like, "Why did you cancel it?" Because now you have to wait till 1 month later.
Oh, but he's not getting the 13.
I think he might.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, what's his? I think he is going to be, but
Oh, so then you shouldn't have canceled it. Oh, you think he's gonna get 13?
What? Yeah, but he wasn't going to get it at the time, so I canceled it. So.
Right, okay. I don't know.
But they're going to have it in store. I'm more likely if you go into the store, you should be able to find it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Actually, one small thing. It's not really a big... It's not really a huge topic, but I have it on here, and I was like, man, should I bring this up? But you know what, I will. Emails. So when I was in marketing, well, I'm still in marketing, but it's like I was under the impression that email's dead. That had become the new rhetoric, right? Email's dead. But if you think about the power of the email, it's like, okay, one, do you check all your emails?
Do I check all my emails?
Yeah.
Personally?
Yeah,
personally. Emails? No.
No, and I mean, not click into them, but you like look at them, right? You're like looking at the names. Of even the spam ones that you get, you're looking at the name.
Sure. I don't really check my emails as often.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. You're one of the few people that I know. So you
if it's work stuff, I'm looking at the work email. I'm not looking at personal email.
Oh, so then how do you know if you get something
like what?
Like something important?
If I'm expecting something.
Oh, so you only look if you're expecting something?
Yeah, like I get like if I'm transferring money, like I'll get the TD, but I know I'm expecting that. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You're one of the few people I know that doesn't, or maybe...
That's why when you look at my unread emails,
it's like thousands. Yeah,
it's like a huge number. It's like, yeah, so I don't really look at it.
Oh, fascinating. Okay, well, all right, so
it's like, oh, I ordered the iPhone. I got the email. So like...
But so like when you... I guess you don't sign up for anything?
I don't really sign up my real email for a lot of things.
Oh, wow.
Like I use...
I feel like you're a special case.
I would be. I'm more like
you
if it's
fake emails.
I use fake emails.
Okay, so you're a special case. I really don't know anybody who does that. All right, the reason why I bring this up is because like I was thinking about how email's dead, but then I was signing into like new apps because we had to like Asana or like even Facebook. You need an email, right? And like they have like preset ones so you can sign in either an email or social media, but social media always leads back to an email. They offer phone numbers now, but like that's kind of recent, right?
Yeah.
To register, you can use a phone number instead of.
Yeah. I mean, like if I'm registering with something like a yoga place or whatever, sure, I'm using the email, but
Are you using the fake email when you register at a yoga place?
No.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is...
But I won't be looking at any emails coming from them.
Right. Totally. But what's crazy is that email is never going to go away. It's become so hard coded in our our society.
Yeah.
Remember when emails like first came out in like 93? Everyone's like, oh, I got to get an email. So who's going to check this? Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you look how far it's come, it like really snuck up on you. Like I bet you people who are listening to this who were born after the internet came out, they're like, what do you mean emails have just been a part of life? It's like, no, there was a time before emails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's become such a utility in our society that you actually need an email to sign into anything now. And it's like, I feel like that's where social media is going to go too. Like it's not dying.
Right.
People are like, oh yeah, social media is going to die. It's like,
you have multiple emails or one email?
I have multiple emails.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, I have multiple emails. Okay.
So this is how I do it. If it's something that is like serious stuff, it's going to be my like actual email, right?
Yeah.
But if it's like I have other emails, it's like, okay, well, this stuff I don't really care about. I'm just going to give this an email.
Oh, like a fake email.
Yeah, not a fake. Well, it's something I don't really care to look at.
Okay, that makes sense. So my thing is I have multiple emails because I have multiple ways for people to contact me.
Yeah.
But they all feed into one main email.
Yeah. No.
So it's like a tree.
I understand
it's like
that.
multiple, and I auto forward everything.
Yeah.
So I still get all the emails.
Right. No. If it's something that I don't really care about, it's just for me to have a place to sign into. I'll give.
You need to sign into certain things. Yeah.
So I'll just have I'll just give that email. I don't really use that email.
Dead email. Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fascinating, but still, it doesn't take away from the fact that you need an email.
Oh yeah.
Which is so trippy. Because like, it really went under the radar. Like when emails were first coming out, nobody really took them seriously. Like I was making stupid emails. Like back in the day, I had like, remember that? Do you remember those times?
Well, once I
beach, and then like
beach
monger,
right?
Crack monger. Like I was just making so many different emails because I was like, oh, what? I guess I was like a marketer back in the day, but it was like, what email name speaks to me, right? But then now with the ubiquity of emails, everybody has to make an email that's like normal. Like it's like your name.
Yeah. Well, once I started to apply for jobs, that's when I made a normal email.
That's what I mean, right? So it's like, so you see what I'm saying? It's like we in this world, like it started off as a fun thing, right? Because we would create emails to get into like MSN Messenger.
Yeah.
Right. MSN was the big thing, right? And then that's where you would like create different emails because you wanted a cool like like butterfly flower 2069. You know, so you remember those types of emails? But that would be so dumb if somebody's like, "What's your email?" Butterfly flower 20. You'd be like, "What a dummy! Make a normal email." You know what I mean? But it's because it's become such a utility.
Yeah.
That we have to take email seriously.
Right.
Which is so crazy. And I wonder if that's how social media is going to be in the future. Because they all talk about like, making, because you know the thing about like making social media a utility, so it's run by the government. We've been saying this for a while. Like it's in the sphere.
Yeah.
Because like deplatforming people so bad. Why do social media companies have like all the power? But like email companies aren't owned by the government. Right? So it's like, so why would a social media company be owned by the government?
Yeah.
Right? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's just become a utility, an accepted, it's become like the de facto standard. We all need that thing, you know? And if you don't have it, it's really weird that you don't have it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's just tripping me out recently because I was signing into stuff and I was like, what? Like, how come I've been sleeping on this? Like not paying attention to like how important emails are.
Oh yeah.
Or social media. Because there's all, like, if you're listening to this, try and create an account to anything. There's going to be like sign in with Facebook, sign in with Twitter, sign in with Gmail, you know? Those have become like the standards.
Yeah. I like the new thing that's in Apple. I don't know if you've seen that, like sign in with Apple or something.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
wait, but what is that?
So
I
it
just thought it was like an Apple thing. I was like, okay.
well, it is giving the email, but it's like it's hiding it in a way, so it's not. It's something.
But you're still signing up for it.
Yeah. But it's all like set up, right? So,
Yeah.
But it's like, do you want
So you
them
won't
to
get
know
spams?
your email or not to know your email?
Oh.
I think there's something like that. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All
There's
about
some like
privacy.
interesting security stuff that they're doing with this, with the Apple's own method.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Because then
I haven't used it that
gives
much
you a
though.
little bit of
But
anonymity.
yeah.
Yeah, but even Apple, right? Like Apple IDs are emails. They become emails.
Yeah.
Right? Like
They are your
iCloud,
emails. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like email is it's the foundation of all that we do. And nobody thinks about that as well. We just like take it for granted. It's very odd.
Yeah.
And I really feel like social media is going to be that thing too. It's going to be like, I heard this on a podcast once. It was like proof of life. So it's like your social media becomes like the fact that you're living, and like you're living how you say you're like your outward projection
Right.
to regular people, you know? And I feel like, we talked about this. I feel like there's no interface. Like, all right, especially with COVID, a lot of people have been like experiencing us through social media, but then when they meet you in real life, it's like there's no interface there. Like we haven't actually had a touch point in real life. We've only had like a social media touch point.
Right.
So it's like awkward.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't really know you. I know you've liked my stuff, but I don't really know you.
Right. Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
makes you feel like you know them because you like their stuff or comment on their stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's weird too. Like we're really bridging between like a digital self and like a physical self.
Yeah.
And with COVID, it's like, making that more evident because we can't see everyone as easily as before.
Right. Yeah.
I think we're sleeping on this digital world that everyone's not seeing, you know? It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, it is going to be a digital world. Like that's a given.
It's like a no-brainer. Like you're only going to interact when you're like picking up something.
Yeah.
Freaky. Freaky. Okay. I guess in tie with that, did you see the Jagmeet Singh wrestling video? I was thinking of that.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird that all these like these world leaders now, well, not world leaders, I mean, he's not a world leader yet, but he's like attempting to be one, but they all did like some sort of martial arts. I thought that was really fascinating. Like he was doing like a jiu-jitsu competition.
I wouldn't say all. I mean, these are just the two that has
the cool ones did it. But like, you know, Trudeau did that boxing match.
These are all things before they were like in leadership,
famous or
leadership positions, right?
But with me reading Looming Tower, and then I was saying to you during the week that like it's really like a bio of Osama bin Laden, and like they were talking about him liking soccer. You know, like Vladimir Putin is a judo player. And it's like AOC was talking about how she used to be a waitress. You know, you just never know where these people get to in this point in life, and then we just judge them from that point in life. Like there's a thing right now about Simu Liu. I saw this morning one of his old tweets, people brought it up and like, oh, he's racist or whatever, and then I read the tweet. I was like, I thought I was at a Nicki Minaj concert, but I was actually watching a homeless man argue with a pigeon. And I was like, really? You guys are gonna... He's trying to be funny. He's like a comedian. You know, like... And they were like picking apart, oh, you're racist, blah, 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 making fun of like...
Well, there's... Like, you know, that's the internet. There's always gonna try to... Like, the majority of people don't care.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Like, I didn't care enough to go all the way back into his tweets to like look at him. Like,
and I don't know why you do that. Like...
Yeah,
like,
it's very odd. But so what I'm saying is like we look at these people at these points in time. I guess it relates to the whole social media thing, but like you look at Jagmeet Singh and you're like, oh, he's an NDP candidate, or like Trudeau, oh, he's the son of Trudeau and he's like leading our worlds, and like Osama bin Laden did this bombing thing, and like Vladimir Putin's a totalitarian government guy, you know, AOC's fighting for change, you know. But it's like, no, but they all came from somewhere. And that story of where they came from is like their humanity,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that we don't even think about. We look at them as like this frozen picture in time.
Yeah.
But like you didn't see AOC waitressing, struggling to get freaking money or whatever. You just see her now as this like champion for change. You know. Did you see her dress at the Tax the Rich?
Yeah.
And the Met Gala? She got a lot of flack for that because the tickets are $35,000.
Yep.
And it's like...
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like, why did you go to the thing then? And then she was like, oh, well, as a person of political power, I should go to these things, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, chill. She probably just wanted to like see cool people, you know? And she had this opportunity to do it. like, you know what I mean? It's like... it's like when you're too onto one side.
See, there's a thing. Yeah, it's like she has an opportunity here to also send a message, which can be done because everybody's watching this thing anyways.
It's true, yeah.
But sure, the tickets cost that much, but people are looking at it.
Yeah, facts.
That's the point of why she did it.
But on a more like selfish level, I'm sure she just wanted to see what.
I'm sure. Yeah,
like.
of course. Yeah.
You know, like she could have easily had like protested outside, or like there's many ways to have gotten eyeballs on that. Like, chill, bro. She had the opportunity to go. Like, if I had the shot, I was like, oh, 35K, like, sure.
Yeah,
I would check that out too. You know. But again, it's like it's when we forget about their humanity.
But I thought Met Galas are there to, you know, do like send a message, like, you know, like
I don't know. I think it was like
don't they all wear like different things? And
no, it's like it's a celebrity night.
Yeah, but don't they like dress up? Like, weird.
Yeah,
or not
that's
like
a big thing.
Yeah,
everyone's wearing their Met Gala.
Yeah,
thing.
so
it's like a formal eating thing for rich people or like celebrities.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. It's like we forget about everyone's humanity. You know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because we only see that one tweet. We only see that one.
We only see Shang-Chi, so now he's freaking our Asian icon. But it's like, no, dude, he's gonna go home and like live especially. Well, I guess it really hits close to home because he's from Toronto. So like he talks a lot about Torontonian things, and I'm like, I can identify with that. So it seems more normal,
right?
Than like if you were living in like Calabasas or whatever, and then you hear about him living in Toronto, you have no conception of what life is like for him, but like to know that he's like been on Yonge Street too, it's like it's like, okay, you're a human, you know. Humanity, man. Okay, so last two things. Election is tomorrow. That's exciting.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Okay. So we're gonna find out who the new prime minister will be tomorrow night. Did they do it all in one day? We're pretty fast with it. Yeah,
but if it's like what happened in the U.S. with a lot of mail-in votes.
Oh, it's so nice. Sorry,
it took a couple of days, right?
Okay, but it looks like Trudeau's in the lead so far.
I mean, that's just poll numbers. We don't know what the actual numbers are going to be.
Yeah, facts. True, because we'll see who actually goes in on the day. But yeah, it'll be interesting if he wins like a majority government.
I think it's a hard sell.
Oh, you don't think he's gonna get it?
I feel like it's a hard sell just with everything's going on, but I don't know what people are going to decide when they go to the polls.
Yeah, true. But if he does get a majority government, I'm looking forward to that UBI. Trudeau, get that UBI going. Because like I wonder what his post-pandemic game plan is now. I mean, like we're still in the pandemic, but we're coming through to the other side now, and it's more about like the economic crisis, which we've been talking about, which is the next phase in the issues. You know, like the getting the vaccines is one thing, but now it's like, how does the economy recover, bounce back from this? Do we see a whole new world with like UBI? I'm a huge proponent of that, so like I'm hoping. AOC was I saw that she put like a bill to make to extend their like free money thing. It's like a version of UBI in New York.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like Trudeau,
in New York, or
the world. I mean,
in Congress.
Maybe I'm not sure, but she's from New York, so because I know they're doing free money in New York right now. Like Andrew Yang's thing. There's some like not Serba. There's some like UBI style kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Each state is doing different things.
Yeah, no, it's not ubiquitous throughout all the states.
Oh, so it's just within the state.
It's just within New York City.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's what she was talking about. She was like extending that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention over there.
But like, it seems like Trudeau. Well, I mean, Jagmeet Singh is more in that because like he even played like that game with AOC on Twitch.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like Trudeau is more leaning in that direction. So we'll see.
Well, the thing is, even with Jagmeet leaning in that direction, maybe more, but I just don't think they're going to win.
No, I know. Yeah.
So that's what comes down to. It's like, I like NDP, but kind of I don't want to give it to the Conservatives, so I'm going to vote Liberal. That's what happens all the time.
I know. You were saying that like weighted voting system before, like if you pick your
but that that it's harder.
So if I vote Jagmeet and then it's like, oh, he's gonna lose, so we'll push the votes.
Yeah, but it won't work when it's like our parliamentarian system is different, right? Then like in the it only works in primary stuff, but we don't have primaries here.
Right. It would just be cool because it's like I do like what Jagmeet stand for, but if he's gonna lose,
right,
like, just go to Liberals then, bro.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do, like to make that kind of stuff work. It's yeah. No, it is what it is. You're not going to change the whole system now, especially during like a pandemic. The whole voting system, like no. But yeah, and then the other big thing this week is COVID passports start. When did it start?
I think it's sometime this week. They were talking about jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
That's how I knew. They were like, somebody was like, talking about like.
So how is it going to work? I don't even know how it's going to work.
I don't know. They're all right. So what I heard of jiu-jitsu while they were talking about it was that for now it's like your slip that they gave you.
Okay, so you need to carry the paper, or can I have it on the phone?
You can pull up the email because they email it to you.
Okay.
But the app isn't ready yet or something like that.
App's not ready yet. Yeah.
But it's coming into effect.
So it's just this using the slip. Or
I guess
the
so,
paper or the.
But I don't know how they're going to enforce it. We'll see.
Someone has to just look at it, I guess. Like, but I don't know. Like, it's hard to.
Yeah, and I saw like this morning there was like a protest about it. So I was like, I wonder how it's going to go.
Well, yeah. I mean, the ones who are protesting are the unvaxxed.
Yeah, totally. So. But yeah, this will be an interesting week. We're going to see a new leader potentially, or a majority government, or not. It might just go back to like minority, and we're like, wow, that's kind of a waste of time. Or
which I feel like it is.
Really? You think it's going to be minority again?
Yeah.
All right, let's cast our votes right now. So you're going just like with the 12S and the 13.
I feel like it's the same. It's going to be the same as what we just said.
So next week we're going to talk to you guys about it, and you're going to hear what happened, or you're going to see what happened too, but you're calling it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
We're going to have a minority liberal government. I'm saying we're going to have a majority NDP government.
Yeah, I would like a majority, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think you heard me say NDP.
Oh, NDP.
Yeah, we're going to have a majority NDP next week.
Oh, watch. Is that
No, that's just a straight loss. No, I don't want to lose. We're gonna have a majority liberal. I'm calling majority liberal.
Yeah, so that's what I would like, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And COVID passports, so that'll be fun. Yeah, cool. Exciting.
Yeah, so it's only, I guess, if you're like eating at the place, right? And stuff.
No,
like
jiu-jitsu too. They were all talking about
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do at the pools now.
Probably at the pools too.
Probably pools too. But I mean, like, if you're ordering or picking up food, they don't ask you that.
Yeah, but still.
If you're eating at the place, you have to.
Oh, actually, I didn't send you this photo. I was going to post it, but they were doing like a last-minute pop-up vaccination on the street at Young and Shepherd yesterday. They had like
I heard that they were doing a bunch of them.
Yeah, I guess because of the passport. Like they're like, oh, we got to get this now, and especially like November. See, this is so funny how like the social media works. So they were like, they played this video. Somebody I follow was showing like Trudeau being asked like, oh, I thought you weren't going to make vaccines mandatory, right? And then Trudeau's like, no, it's not the Canadian way. You don't have to get vaccinated. And then if you swipe, it's like all these headlines of like, you have to be vaccinated before November if you're working in this, or like, we won't hire people of this. And it's like, but what they didn't add in is that you can also just go get tested twice a week. You know, like that is the option. They're not going to fire you. You know, like my mom, my sister, right? They have to show proof of vaccination or get tested twice a week. But the headlines don't say that because they want to like defame Trudeau, you know?
No, it's not about defaming Trudeau. It's just
what's like, oh, he's a hypocrite.
What's going to get the clicks.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair.
Right? It's not about defaming necessarily. It's just what's going to get the clicks.
I think that's like an underlying thing of a lot of our podcasts, especially this one. Like marketing is really a huge part of social control.
So it's starting in 2 days.
Oh, you just
it's funny.
Looked it up?
She just sent the message.
Oh, that's so funny. 2 days.
Yeah. Sunshine just sent the message. Just don't forget your copy of your vaccines when you're going out now.
Oh, really? Damn, bro.
For movies / restaurants, etc. They start in 2 days.
Okay, cool. Exciting. All right, well, this is gonna be a fun week. Wait, two days. So
21st. Yeah.
Wow. So can you not go into the mall? Stores?
No, you can go. No.
It was just restaurants, movie
The restaurants, movies. And most of these are like entertainment things.
Okay, cool.
Right. Those are the things that will require it. At malls, you can't do that. Grocery stores, you can't do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because those areas are mainly already
like
you're masked.
It's like a basic necessity.
Yeah.
Like a grocery store.
Yeah.
That's why they can't do it there. But like movies aren't a necessity, and like gyms aren't a necessity. Although technically you can make the argument.
You can, yeah. But I think they were looking at also necessity, but also like where areas where you like potential to remove your masks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Which makes sense in restaurants, which makes sense at movie theaters, or you're eating food when you're watching a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and jiu-jitsu is very conducive towards COVID. It's like, no, I mean, I know like nobody's had it at the gym.
Yeah.
I was just like rolling with somebody, and like some people are really sweaty, and like I was under them and they're just dripping on me. I'm like, come on, bro. This is like a submission on its own. Like I have to turn my face. I'm like, okay.
Right.
And they don't even seem to care. Like you're just watching me get dripped on by you, and it's like, come on. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but whatever. It's the price of being awesome. So.
Right.
All right. Till next time, stay safe. Don't forget your COVID passports, everyone. Take it easy.
Peace.
All right. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all those fun things, and check out our sponsors, Zenro Clothing Co., Portian Bakery, and Podbean. Take it easy, fish.
Peace.